objective of this building is to prepare for the expansion of the Worapon airport in concert with the expansion of the number of the travelers into Thailand. Worapon, since we don't have the variety of the airline operated here at this stage, so it's the airport of destination rather than the hub.
Swadika, welcome to Thailand Today program. I'm Kusuma Yothasamun. The government has prioritized the development of Worapon Airport as a cornerstone of the Eastern Economic Corridor by recently approving the 760 million baht budget for the expansion of this international airport. This major infrastructure development aimed at supporting the new development zone east of Bangkok, which the Thai government considers essential for the future of the nation in terms of its economy, competitiveness, and development. Our program today will visit Worapon International Airport and discuss with Rear Admiral Worapon Tongpreecha, he's the director of Worapon Airport, about the expansion of this existing transportation facility and new investment in logistics system to transform the Eastern Economic Corridor into the regional center for trade, investment, and tourism. We are honored to welcome Rear Admiral Worapon Tongpreecha. He's the director of Worapon Airport Authority. Swadika.
Swadika.
Very welcome to the program out here. That's Worapon. Well, I'm sitting here with rather huge and very modernized airport on Worapon. Tell us how is this going to be open for now or totally?
First of all, this construction of this building has been started quite a couple of years before the EC project has initiated.
Yes, sir.
So the objective of this building is to prepare for the expansion of the Worapon airport in concert with the expansion of the number of the travelers into Thailand. But with the EC project, this new terminal seems to be rather small. So we look for another location for a bigger passenger terminal building. However, with this building, we are on the trial operational now. Most of the civil construction has been completed. We will need to spend a couple more months for testing the system and trial by let the passenger use portion of this building to make sure that every system is in place or any modification or fixing need to be done before we fully operate the building.
Director, you already mentioned about the EEC. So how is this airport to prioritize to support the development of EEC?
With the EEC project, mainly the main objective is to escalate the revenue as a whole of the country, utilizing the industrial and economic system in the area. So with the improvement of the industrial, logistics is the key of the improvement. Worapon is the airport. So the airport is one of the logistic system that can spur the development of the economic system as a whole.
So currently it's what? It's served flights and passenger. It's okay? I mean
right. Currently, the service we provide here emphasize mainly on the passenger transportation. So most of the passengers that pass through the Worapon airport are the tourists that has destination in either Pattaya, Rayong, or Bangkok. So we are at this stage, we can say that we are the relieving airport to relieve the congestion of the air traffic and passenger flow of the other two airports in Bangkok.
Okay. So, to my understanding, so this has become like people traveling, okay, they are in Chonburi because congestion on the road. So they like to go by flight. So they can come here, then direct you to Bangkok and where else? Chiang Mai?
Normally there is no flight between Utapao and Bangkok because it's too close.
Okay.
So most of the domestic flight is connecting Utapao to various tourist destinations such as Chiang Mai, Phuket or Koh Samui, and also facilitate the people who works in this area to various places around the country like Hat Yai or Ubon Ratchathani or Udon. So there are two phases of services that provide to the passenger. One is the tourist that come to Pattaya, Rayong and can connect to other tourist destinations. The other phase is to provide service to the people who work in the area to go to their hometown or to the other places.
You are supposed to be the first director here, aren't you?
Not exactly. Utapao International Airport has been operated and declared as international airport for 31 years now.
Oh, okay.
But previously, before I take this responsibility, director of Utapao Airport was the one that command the air division because they command the whole airfield. So they're doing dual tasks. Takes care of the military operation and also takes care of the commercial operations. But since 2 years ago, with the declaration of the government to upgrade or facelifting Utapao Airport to emphasize and escalate the number of commercial flights, so it's become a full-time job. So Thai Navy has to dedicate some person to take care of the Utapao commercial separate from the military operation.
I ask that because I wonder whether, how do you foresee the prosperity of this region? Because this is going to be very, what you call, easy development, totally drastic change or what in the future?
I believe with the potential and the existing infrastructure, that familiarization with the industrial works around the area, it will be this area are the cornerstone or the stepping stone to upgrading the level of industries. So they are quite ready in terms of basic requirements or prerequisites, and they are ready to jump up to the next step as the whole area, since they have been developed through the Eastern Seaboard project before, and they're quite familiar with the advancement and the development in terms of technologies and production and productivity.
In upgrading or to make an airport, to renovate or upgrade the projects and all that, what kind of decision or they look at it? They look at number of passengers, they look at the strategy or what?
The number of passengers and forecasting of the growth is one of the key factors for the airport development planning. Also, with the EC project in place, we have to look at the growth of the surrounding economic and system and the city as well, because the airport will serve the growth of the outside system. We adopt the concept of airport city and aerotropolis. That means we don't build or develop airport just to be the place for the passenger or the cargo, but we have to look at the outside, any activities outside the fence. What do they require from the airport?
Yes, sir.
Do they require a fast movement of the cargo? Do they require a fast movement of the passenger? Does the airport require the support from the outside? With the growth of the airport, we require a better transportation system. So we have to work together. We call the ecosystem that if we grow up, that means more passenger, more cargo through the airport, we can generate revenue, we can develop real fast. If the outside activities go up, that means more flow, more require of the people to travel. So if we provide the service efficiently, provide the ease of passing through the airport, that means raw material or their products can go through the airport to the customer easier, they grow up.
Yes.
And more cargo through the airport, we grow up.
What is the popularity? Is it so popular with the foreign people? I won't ask about the Thai, but I would love to hear because we have an audience in foreign country, in 177 countries. And I'm sure because they may not like to travel back, they like to fly. But so what do you think? Is it popular now for the people?
At this stage, in terms of passenger flights, it's not, I wouldn't say it very popular. I'll be very humble. I will be very humble on that. Because the airport will serve most two kinds of passenger. One is use the airport as a destination because they have destination around the airport. The other is use the airport as the connecting point to connect the flight to the other destinations. Unlike Suvarnabhumi or Don Mueang, that there are many airlines operate, so they can be the hub. Passenger can land and catch another flight, but Utapao, since we don't have the variety of the airline operate here at this stage, so it's the airport of destination rather than the hub. So we can serve just only one purpose of the traveling at this stage. But as we grow up, more airlines coming in, more airlines base their aircraft here, we can grow as a hub at a later stage with the growth of the outside activities and development.
If you look back here, we could see, you say that gateway to EEC, and the whole thing is a new or yet to renovate, or what, or presently?
Half of the area has been developed or constructed already, like the existing one runway that we have, the parking space that can facilitate more than 50 aircraft at the same time. But with the EEC, they require more facilitation for the travelers. So we will expand half of the area that we call the green airport. That means just empty piece of land. So half of the airport is a brown airport. That means we have existing facility already. We upgrading, try to produce more productivity with the existing facility. And the half of the green area, we will construct more infrastructure like the second runway, more parking space, the new passenger buildings to be able to support more flow of the passenger and cargoes.
In increasing popularity or usages or utilities of the airport, especially Utapao, the goods and commodities go down, like we're talking about, it's also playing very important role for that. Right. So do we have sufficient commodities to transfer or what from our neighbors' countries?
That's one of the potential customers or destination of the cargo movement. Because the location of the Utapao airport seems to be the center airport amongst the CLMV. Like on the eastern side, yes. on the eastern side of the airport, Cambodia and Vietnam.
Yes,
on the western side of the airport, across the Thailand, across the Thailand border is Myanmar.
Okay.
So they are both growing countries. So they require lots of flow of cargoes and goods and products into the country. Also, on the southern side, Singapore and Malaysia becomes a center. They're also growing. That's one thing. With the center of production, they have a lot of products that have to be sent to various places, but the location may be too far, or not all the products need to be sent to those countries. So the Utapao can be the center, and we distribute so that the bulk cargo will comes into Utapao, and we separate into small pieces and send to various places. So we can be good with the location. We can be very high potential to be a distribution center.
So it can be playing a major role in linking the corridor with global markets.
That's the main things of developing the airfield to be in concert with those potential or opportunity, business opportunity, because this area in CLMV there are combination of well developed and still ongoing of developing. So there are people who want to sell things. There are people who want to buy things. And even Thailand itself, with the EEC project, we will step up our productivity. There will be more products
Yes,
that we produce out of Thailand. So those products need to be sent to the customer around the area.
It is so nice to see, an airport with up and down aviation aircraft and all that. So Utapao can be spur the growth of the aerospace and aviation in Thailand.
That's our objective, to increase the activities in terms of flights and on-ground activity as well. That will include the movement of cargo, includes the maintenance of the aircraft. We will set up the main maintenance facility here, so the aircraft, the airplane can fly in and taxi into the hangar and doing ongoing for maintenance for 3 months or 2 weeks, and then up in the air again. So there are a mix of activities, passenger movement, aircraft movement for various objectives or for various requirements.
We normally see airports like Bangkok Airport. It's not the pure government. It's a governmental.
It's government.
It's a government totally, just like here. Same.
The Suvarnabhumi or Don Mueang or other major international airports started as the government-owned airport.
Yeah, that's right.
The Airport Authority of Thailand started as one of the government agency, and then with the growing of activities, they require more flexibility to do business, so they become the public company. But the government still have some play the parts in controlling the regulations and
because immigration and all that needed.
We have to bear in mind that airport is national asset. It has two major roles. One is to generate revenue, but the other role is to provide service for the citizen and traveler. So we cannot look at generate revenue and increase and put the cost on everything. In the duty of provide service, that means good service in a very reasonable cost, or sometimes the government has to subsidize to make sure that people can go at an affordable price. So in Thailand, the airport is still has to be the government or the country or people's asset rather than purely commercial entity.
I couldn't see much of the foreign carrier or aircraft or counter or do you foresee for such thing? But I'm boosting. I'm so excited to see that, because you see the comparing to others with their offices, with the aviation and all.
Because this building hasn't been fully opened yet. We operate at our existing building. Actually, this year, 70% of the passengers are the foreign passengers, and half of that, 70% of the passengers flew into the airport by the foreign carrier, like Russian Airlines or Malaysian Airlines or Chinese airlines that belong to Chinese operators as well. So it's a mix of the local operator like Thai Asia or Bangkok Airways and the foreign carrier as well.
You talk about Russian and all that. That means they drop the people, the passenger, to tour around here and get back, or what? How do you
Most of them are tourists that combine touring program between Pattaya and Bangkok. So they may spend 2 or 3 days in Pattaya and another 2 days in Bangkok and then come back to the Udaipur and get
and the aircraft waiting here?
No.
They will dispatch back.
Because they are rotating. The first group going and doing the tour of the city. There's a second group coming in. Once they land and disembark the second group, they can receive the first group that has completed the tour and go back. So it's a rotation.
This city, Rayong city, is famous in fruits, fruits, different kind and gorgeous and lovely and tasteful. Maybe I asked you this, but is it the transferring fruits by aircraft from here?
That hasn't been here yet in terms of cargo movement.
Yes,
because during the past 5 or 10 years, we emphasize more on the passenger services. So we don't have enough facility to support the movement of cargo. So most of the cargoes will have to be transferred to Suvarnabhumi Airport and get on the aircraft. But in the future, with the expansion of the EEC and with the investment of the government, especially in terms of infrastructure, so ease of transferring by land, by road and rail in and out of Udaipur Airport, that will require the facility to provide service for the cargo movement. So we contemplate that the requirements for the cargo service will increase, and we have started building the cargo warehouse that deemed to be completed by next year, and we will start from there on. But with the new EC project, we have allocated a huge area around 500 rides to be a cargo and logistics center. That not include the free trade zone that we can do more activities in terms of cargo and production.
Your expectation to make Udaipur becoming a regional aviation hub. So are you concerned of the achievement of this goal?
There is some concern that we have to go carefully in terms of development. First thing is the understanding of the community and cooperation with the community. That's the key factors that we have to be consider and proceed carefully. The other thing is the trust of the investor, because with the Udaipur development, the government will not invest on everything, but we will open for the private investor to invest on the business that they see that it will be good or have a very, very bright future that worth investing on. So we have to build trust that the government continue to support or provide infrastructure in terms of transportation or connectivity into the between airfield and various places, so that the investor will feel confident to invest on that.
Right. Well, our time is up, but I wish you all the best, sir, for what are you undertaking, and be prosper. We ending up our program with great thanks to Rear Admiral Worapon Tongpreecha. He's the director of Udaipur Airport Authority. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us. This is the second time.
ขอบคุณครับ สวัสดีครับ
Rear Admiral Worapon Tongpreecha, Director of Udaipur Airport Authority. Thank you so much, sir, for your time and your explanation on the latest situation of the expansion and development of Udaipur International Airport. Now we can expect to see the growth of aerospace and aviation in Thailand in the upcoming regional aviation hub, which will link the Eastern Economic Corridor with the global markets through its new and advanced transport and logistics system. Thank you for watching Thailand today. I'm Kusuma Yotha. See you again. สวัสดีค่ะ